No, sir.
Now it's visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir,
Yes,
visible.
sir.
Okay, okay. So any query, guys, regarding yesterday session that I have conducted yesterday? Any query from your side? Any doubt? Any topics you want to ask? Any concept? Okay, so today, because yesterday I was on the NoSQL database, and few concepts I have explained about the NoSQL database, that what is NoSQL database and why we are using. So basically, NoSQL is a database that has that no basic schema or no basic data models to store the database, right? We can store this kinds of data in any kinds of like graph form, in documents form, in wide columns stored forms. Wide column stored forms, that means every kinds of database have their own data model in which database stored the data. Okay, so in NoSQL we have four kinds of storage methodology that we use. First one is key value storage, second one is document oriented database, third one is graph database, and fourth one is wide columns database. Now let's say example key value based database. Basically what happened every time key value based database, what emphasis it, he emphasizes that there will be a field that will be always like a key, and value will be in the another field, like that. Suppose I have this table. In this table here I am using payment id as a key, right? So these are the values of my particular against that key. So if I am searching about the payment id 1, then their employee id is 1, amount is 50,000, and date is 1 December 2017. Same payment id 2, again employee id 1. So that means payment id is performing unique role over there, while employee id is repeating every time, because employee id is not a id, it's just kinds of data that has been stored through the payment id. So understand what is the meaning of key value based database? That means key is the unique value that will contains, or that will store the individual records for the particular, we can say, tuples, or for the rows, or for the particular rows or records. So these kinds of arrangements of data is known as key value based data. Understand? Concept is clear that what is key value based arrangement of data?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Second one is document based data. You know very well that in today time we have number of tech documentation, number of applications we have through which we are generating data in real time. Like you can see, I have Excel files, I have PDF files. In PDF files, what I can do in PDF files, I can use what I can use. In PDF file, I can design data for permanent purpose. Why? Because in PDF, if you are creating PDF, then no one can edit the PDF. By using a specific tools, someone can edit, but there will be the uh, log of the that PDF, that this PDF has been reformatted, or we can say that regenerated again. So data can be re-identified that someone has trying to manipulate your information. While in document form, suppose you have prepared your resume and you have forward to your friend, what he can do, he can make the edit and can use for his purpose. So this is also a kinds of arrangements of database that's always happen through the files. There are number of types of files like exe files, MP4 files for the music format, WAV also for music format, PNG for image format, zip also the encrypted form of data, AVI again for the image format, HTML for the web page format, CSS also the web page format, CSV. So these all kinds of documents reflect or represent that how data are arranging in the form of NoSQLs, right? Next one is graph-based representation. Everyone know that data is not only just in form of tables. Sometimes data may be referred as it's in form of representations of statistical analysis or in form of statics. In what happened in earlier time in class 10th, you studied about the statics. So what was the aim of statics? Basically, aim was there to understand the basic things and range of the data set that related to the particular group. Suppose this is the example. This is my home sales. Suppose I am a builder and I am selling homes. So and I want to check that how many number of homes I have sold in last 6 months. So you can see I have prepared a statics over there. In January, I have sold how much? Around 250 plus house. After that, I have sold around 150. So this is the basic sales average or sales statistics that I am presenting here. So this is also a kind of data. So data always not in form of just written form, it may be in form of pictorial, it may be form of graphics, it may be form of image, because every data, every representation of information always give a analysis about any fact or about any key values. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Any questions about the NoSQL data and their way of storing data? Because all of you are using in real time, and NoSQL is not just kinds of data that you are not aware about that. Because what happened when you go to the Facebook, all of you have, I'm hoping that all of you have account on your Facebook. All of you are aware that how to post the image or post the scraps on Facebook, how you have to upload audio on Facebook, how you have to upload video on Facebook. But in which form? We should have the idea that when we are using any kinds of applications or any kinds of data, then what was the logical sense behind that and how we are utilizing. So in this database, we are trying to explain that how NoSQL data is utilizing in or important in real time. Advantage of NoSQL database, it's already, I have explained yesterday, unstructured schema like that. It is not defined that when you are creating your resume documents in doc form, everyone can design his resume in his own format. Someone maybe use justify alignment, someone maybe use left alignment, someone maybe use middle alignment, someone maybe start from the right, someone maybe start from the left, or someone maybe start from the middle of the document. So it's depend on the users. So when we have no such kinds of restrictions, then these kinds of arrangements of data is known as unstructured schema. Like that, suppose you can see, suppose I have given a table to you. I have a paper, and on that paper I have drawn that table. In that table, what I have done, I have mentioned here serial. Here I have mentioned name. Here I have mentioned age. Serial number. My screen is visible to you now?
Yes, sir. It is.
Okay. Suppose I have a table here, serial number, name, age, mobile number, right? So what is the meaning of this header? Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of this header? What it represent? It represent that I am going to store data in this table, and here serial number will be there. That means any arrangement of numerical values. Name always in form of characters, or I can say that in form of collections of character like string. Age always in numbers form, and mobile number name also in number form. But still I have not clear defined here that what will be the characteristics of name, what will be the characteristics of serial number. Suppose I have defined over there that serial number will be like that integer type. I have defined over there string name will be like that, candidate name will be like that string, age will be like that integer, and mobile number also will be like that integer. So now what is this? Basically this is the definitions of these tables, that every time when I will insert data, it will check whether that definition that I have defined, data is coming according to that or not. How? Suppose in row 1 you have entered serial number 1, name is Amit Kumar. Age is suppose 23.67, and mobile number is 8ABC45. So whether this is right data? This is right data that I have input in this field.
Yes, sir.
Why? Why this is right data?
Sir, I think every information is correct according to the need. Name is in the string, age is in the number or in the form of integer. But sir, yeah,
No.
you wrote mobile number with the ABC character
Characters,
in.
combinations of character,
Yes.
only
Yeah, yeah,
miscellaneous.
yeah. So
That
sorry,
means
sir.
only pure numerical value you can insert like that, whatever is representing here.
Yeah,
Understand?
yeah. I thought, sir, yeah, you put
No, no, no.
is
Here I have
normal
already,
purpose.
yeah, I have defined the schema that mobile number always will be which type? Integer type, right? Same
Yeah,
thing.
okay, sir.
I have defined age here in form of integer. So whether it's a correct data or it's wrong data.
It's wrong data, sir.
Why? Why it's wrong?
Because the
It's
age is in floating.
Sir,
Yeah.
it's a float value.
Yes, it's a float value, and here I have defined in my schema that you can insert the value only in form of integer. So it's also a logical wrong arrangement of data. Yeah, I have input logical wrong. So in terms of integer, what it will be considered? We will consider only 23, while actual value is what? 23.67. So it's a right data or it's a wrong data? It's
And now it's right.
Now it's right, but if I am taking this 20.67, now it's a wrong data. So we have to check out the convention that we are using to define our schema. So the definitions of header is known as schema definition. What is it is known? Schema definition. Understand or not?
Yes, sir.
Suppose another relation I have defined over there. Which kinds of relation? I have another NoSQL data, customer ID, customer name, address, mobile number, and age should be greater 18. Understand? This is my again schema that I have defined for my data. Suppose there is a wine shop, right? There is a wine shop who is selling wine online, right? because you know everything is available online. So why I have restrict age over there? Why I have make a restriction on age? Can anyone tell me why I am taking age greater than 18? Suppose customer ID is 1, customer name is A, B, C, whatever. Address also, suppose he belongs from Delhi. Mobile number also. And age he has input 16 years. So what will happen this data? He will permit to purchase the wine to the candidate or not?
No, sir.
Will not
No,
permit.
sir.
Why? Because already I have defined schema here. If age is greater, then what will be the purchase status? Purchase yes. Otherwise क्या होना चाहिए?
No.
Understand what is the meaning of schema definition?
Yes, sir.
So under NoSQL database, we have no structured schema. That means no specification data model that we have for store of data. Scalability can extend easily. You can see I have this Excel. Suppose I am using these columns. I require more. I can use easily. I can extend to till here. More column I require, I can again extend. So extensions of columns and rows is very easy because these are available in front of me. Understand? So this is known as scalability and economical to use. Economical to use because these kinds of software did not require any license. So they are available in free of cost. So it's very easy also for use and also for the community because mostly training purpose tasks performed through that open source software. So that's the advantage of NoSQL database. Now disadvantage. First, immature and less support. You know, when we are working in this cell, suppose I have prepared this data and due to some mistake, this data has been deleted. So can I retrieve? Can I recover this data now? Can there is any tools that I can recover this data or I can redo this data? Can it possible?
No, sir.
I guess not, sir.
Not possible. Why? Because this is the main lack of this open source platform that still they have not additional facilities as provided by the some other databases. But these databases are useful only in terms of practical purpose or in general life. Lack of analytics. No analytics facility because you can see this is my Excel files. This is simple Excel files and suppose I have another Excel files who have large database. I just want to show if I have. Suppose I have 5,000 columns and 10,000 rows in the database. So can you analyze the data of this Excel? Because it's when data is large in the size, then it's a difficulty that you cannot make the analysis. If you want, then it will be very time consuming and it will take more time. So this is another big disadvantage and lack of consistency because there is no more data definitions model, no schema definition. So how you will ensure that data is storing correctly? So these are the three disadvantages of NoSQL database. Understand? Why is it lack of consistency? Any query about that? Any query by anyone?
No, sir.
Okay. Next one is cloud database. Fifth type, this is the very exciting and new features of database and in today time it's very popular and very impressive because every organization is using database and using the smart services and generating high quality of data in real time. So cloud is very important where we are using cloud as a service where what we will do, we basically store all the database. My slide is visible to you all?
Yes, sir.
My PowerPoint presentation is visible to you all? Or is Excel?
Right now, it's not visible.
Okay, okay. Just it will be visible now. Now it's visible?
Yes, sir. Visible.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So next one is cloud database. What is cloud? Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of cloud? Simple meaning, general meaning, not in terms of computer science. What is the meaning of cloud? Not in terms of computer science or any technology. Just what is the meaning of cloud? Anyone, please?
Like open space, if I say.
No, cloud we can say that means a space that covered all the entire world or all the entire areas. That is known as cloud. In simple words, we can say that we have cloud in the sky, right? Same things, same concepts implemented, that because every time it was not easy to maintain the data in centralized form. So concept was changed and distributed data policy was come in the market. But again problem was arises that again to maintain the distributed database it was highly costly. So now what we will do, because we need to optimize the cost. So new solutions or new kinds of database launched, that is cloud database. And in these types of database, we have the different kinds of features that is providing benefits to the real-time users. How? All data has been stored in the middle like that, and users are accessing this data from the entire world through the applications, through the authenticated applications. So this kinds of terminology is known as cloud, and the database stored on this cloud is known as cloud database. Understand or not? Basically, cloud database is the database that is virtual environment and provide to users so that they can access database from anywhere in a quick time. Okay, and main thing was that of cloud platform, that sometimes what happens, every company cannot cannot develop his data center. So what happened, suppose I want to use licensed version of MS Office, but I have not money, but I require. So cloud provider as the facility that I can use any application, any software for the limited of time after taking the license of that software. That is known as SaaS, software as a services, right? Second one is, suppose I want to use the platform, that means I have no license operating system, but I want to perform the task on operating system. So I can use platform also for the limited time of period as per the license policy of the cloud. And IaaS, infrastructures as a services, that means infrastructures can be used as per the requirements of my organization, because many organizations, what they can do, they can just provide the solution, but they have not the capacity to build or to implement the hardware infrastructures for the highly profiled services. So what happened, cloud provide the solutions, and we can use services as per his requirement. Like that, there is a real example in life. Suppose you want to travel from your place to Delhi, right? Suppose a user want to travel from Delhi to China or Delhi to Chennai. So what it happen? He have two options. Delhi to Chennai, he can travel through car, right? But it is not possible to travel through car because it's long way. Second thing, he can travel through train. And third thing is that he can travel through aeroplane, right? Now fact is that suppose person have not car, person not have its own car, as well as here, because train is not possible, it's high costly, and again same aeroplane. So what he can do, he can hire a car, right? He can hire a car and can travel to Chennai after giving the payments. So it's the hiring of car for a particular period. So these kinds of services is known as software as a services. Same thing is that train. He can use train also for travel. You can see when you have to travel from any location to another location, then you can use train, but it's for the limited purpose or limited period. There is no thing that you have make the reservation and you have purchased the time. That means here you are using platform. That means the services that provide by the railways and infrastructure when you are traveling through aeroplane, because you are using the infrastructures and services. So all the things, all the services that you are using in real time, these are known as various purpose. Understand what is the meaning of SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS? Any query on these concepts?
Sir, can you please explain the difference between PES and SIIS?
Okay. SaaS, I will explain. SaaS means software as a service. Suppose because it's mandatory if you are working in the corporate sector, your software should be licensed version. Understand? License should be there. No no duplicate, or you can say that in proxy software we can use in the industry. But what happened, some industry have not the capability to purchase the license. So now what we have to do, because license of Linux is around 7 lakh. So every user cannot purchase the Linux, but user have to perform the task. So what solution provided by the cloud, that if suppose a user required to use the services or application for the limited period, then by giving that amount, he can use the service. So this is known as software as a service. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Many numbers of applications are available on the cloud, and you can use any applications after paying the charge to cloud as per your interest. Like that, suppose you want to use a video maker, but you have no license version. So from cloud you can use that software, and after completion of task, time will be over, and for that particular amount you have used the application, charge will be paid to the cloud. Another example is that Amazon web uh, platform, Amazon Video Prime platform. Have you seen, have you used Amazon Prime Video
Yes,
platform?
sir.
So what happened at that place? Basically, they providing you services. Which kinds of services? Entertainment services. After what? After providing you license or subscriptions. So what you have to do? You have to pay to the Amazon Prime. Suppose you want to take the subscription of 30 days, so you have to pay 199 rupees. You have to make the subscription of 180 days, you have to pay 670 rupees, right? So these kinds of services that you are using in current time is known as software as a service, because after paying 299 you are using all the services, and you no need to design the platform, no need to purchase the content. Everything is available in that particular user ID. So understand what the meaning of software as a services.
Yes, sir.
Now platform as a services. Platform as a services, that means when we want to use any tool, suppose any development tools like Linux tool I want to use for my development, right? But it's very Unix tool, because Unix has the highly secured operating system, but due to license issue I'm not able to purchase. So Here I can use, because operating system is known as platform, right? So I can use Unix as a platform for a limited time of period, as I have purchased the services of Amazon Web Prime. So same things happen with the platform also. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt still?
Oh, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Now, six types of databases. Object-oriented database. Basically, object-oriented database, this is the another and new basically inventions when object-oriented languages was introduced. So this model was introduced because object-oriented database was developed because object-oriented programming language used to create and store data in object-oriented model. You can see when you create any data, then it will be implemented in form of object like that. Here is date. What activity? Suppose it's a maintenance report. Suppose a company have the work of maintenance. So every activity has been note down here in the under the report. That date, activity code, route number, daily production, equipments or labor hours. On date 1 December 2001, activity code was 24, route number was I-95, daily production 2.5, equipments are 6 hours and labor hours 6 hours. So this is the object one basic data reports, right? Now object 2 activity code, again if you want to check the activity of next object, then again it will contain another data. So every activity will be defined in different object scenario. So this kinds of arrangements of data is known as object database. Understand or not?
Understood, sir.
Okay, suppose just want to explain by example. Suppose student is a object, right? Now, what are the basic characteristics of students? Student, first thing, age, second thing, class, third thing, father name. So every student may be different age. Class all have 10th and father name, suppose A, but their age and their characteristics will be different. How? Because you can understand in a class, suppose there are 40 there are 50 students, so every students have different record in the class. How? Because every students have different characteristics. How? Student A have height of 6 feet, student B have height of 5 feet, student have color black, student B have color white. So every students have different characteristics. So on the basis of this arrangement, we consider the entity as an object. And when we arrange this data in form of a statistical form, that is known as object-oriented database. Understand?
Sure.
Understand? Or any doubt about that, please? Any
Yes,
doubt?
sir.
What? What? Please tell me.
Sir, please can you repeat a little bit more? I didn't get it so much.
Okay. Just give me a few seconds. We'll explain through the another example.
Yes, sir, please.
My skin is visible to you all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Skin is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Visible? Now,
Yes, sir. Visible.
okay. Suppose I have an object student, right? I have object class. Okay. Class I have object. Now the instance of that class may be y. Suppose class 10th. So class 10th, what carry? What will be the main characteristic of that class? That there will be the student, right? There may be many students in the class 10th, like that. Suppose class 10th have 3 students, right? Right? Now you can see every student have their different characteristics. What? Their name, age, father name, POB, and height. So it will be different for every student. Understand or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So these kinds of arrangement, what is this? Basically, this is the characteristics of that student, right? This is the characteristics of name, what? Amit. Age 23 years. Father name Tarun. Date of birth is 8 September 2001 and height is 5 feet. This is the object 1 that is under class 10. Now again second object also. Name of second object is second student is Sumit. Age is 20, again 25. Father name is Varun and date of birth is in September and height is 6 feet. Now you can see under class 10 these are 2 students but they have different characteristics. So now when we come for the class in terms of class, then here we have the data of class 10. Now when we come individual, then we are representing only one student. So when we have the arrangements of this data in a collections form, then this arrangement of data is known as object oriented database. Thing is clear now?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt still?
No, sir. Got it.
Okay. So same thing I have explained here. Next one is hierarchical database. Hierarchical database. This database basically use a tree form structure. Tree form structure like that. Have you seen tree? Tree like that.
Restructure, sir.
Tree form structure like that. Root.
Yes, sir. The root, like the child node, and
Yeah.
something like that.
Yes. Right.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So because this data where we use, where we have the decision making. Suppose just want to explain. Suppose I have a offer of company, right? Offer of job, and you are working in a reputed company right now. Now and but you have given the interview and you have been selected and offer letter has been given by the company to you. Now what you have to do, you have to make the selection of that job, whether you have to join that job or not. So how it will depend, on which things it will depend, on which things you will take the decision. Suppose you have made the decision, first thing is salary. Salary is greater current, right? Second, distance. And third one is office hours. Suppose my current salary is 30,000 per month, right? New salaried, I have been offered what? Suppose it has been offered 50,000. So, as per first decision, first thing, what you have considered over here? Salary. So, salary is greater. So, what you will do? You will take that decision. Yes, I will change. आई विल चेंज दैट जॉब. आप यहाँ से पहुंचे तो आप सेकंड लेवल पर आ गए हैं. सैलरी के बाद सेकंड ऑप्शन क्या आया? सेकंड ऑप्शन में आपने चूज की क्या? डिस्टेंस. कि डिस्टेंस कितनी है मेरे घर से. अब देखिए सैलरी इज नॉट मैटर. आपने कहा कि अगर मेरे घर से इफ डिस्टेंस इज कन्वीनियंट फ्रॉम माय होम देन आई विल चेंज द जॉब, राइट? So at that level, you have make the decision of salary. Now at second level you reach. Now distance is larger. So what you will do? Again you will take decision. And what decision you will take? It depend on you. If this distance is transferable or travelable by you, then what you will do? Again, yes. Otherwise, what you will do? You will deny that I will not join the job. So understand that at every level, you are taking decision on the basis of some constraint. If salary was greater 50, that means from current salary, then you decide to switch. But when you see that distance is greater from your current from home, then what you have done? No, I will not switch my job. So this is the arrangement of data, and according to distance or according to real conditions you are taking decision. So this kinds of arrangements of data is known as hierarchical database. Understand or not understand?
Yes, sir. Understand.
Any doubt about that hierarchical database? Anyone please?
No, sir.
Okay, so you can see root level 1, level 2, level 1.1, 1.2. That means this is the root. This is a child. Is have subchild 1, subchild 2, same subchild 2, child 2. So this is the hierarchical arrangement. Now, what is DBMS? Because till now we have studied about the databases. Now, what are the DBMS and why it's important? Basically, DBMS stands for Database Management System, because till now I have explained around 6 types of databases. Now, when we have database in large quantity, then we have a big challenge that how we will manage that data and how we will access that database, right? We can explain in real time that how. Why? Suppose in your house you have a store, right? Everyone have a basic store in your house. What you will do? Suppose you have completed your first class and you have put all the books in that store. Again you have complete second year, you have put. Suppose now currently you are studying in 7th class and all of 6-year classes books has been put in that store. And one day what happened? You require the books of class 3rd standards. So what you will do? You will search from that your house. From where? Where you have put your books in the store. Now it's very challenging task, because what you have done? You have put your books from last 6 years, but no specific method you have used over the year to check out the thing or to search that particular books. If you have make a blocks and you have separate the books, that class 1 books is put here, 2 here, 3 here in the cupboard, so it was very easy to access that books. So DBMS has the basically responsibility to provide the interface to user so that he can create, store and update the data in database, because in every day data is generating in very high volume. So the challenge is that how we will process that data, and when this data will be processed, how this data will be used in real time. So DBMS is used for handling the real-time request. There are number of tasks that provided by the DBMS. First one is data definition. Basically, data definition used for creation, modification, and removal. Like that, I have defined the tables in Excel before few minutes to define the schema. Data updation. Suppose you want to update any data or insert any data in my database. Data retrieval. Suppose you want to in DBMS, we can recover because there is a recovery mechanism has been provided by the DBMS through which we can recover the data. Have you many times you have listened that don't worry, your data will be recovered, your hard disk, in sense of any mishappening, or in sense of any hard disk is suppose corrupted, or hard disk is damaged. So by using the recovery tools, we can recover the data. Query processing. There is no efficient query processing in the file system because it's work on the basis of line system. But DBMS has the query processing capability because DBMS work on the DBMS, RDBMS or relation database. Consistency. Less consistency because there is no schema definitions. Any users can create files any as per his requirement. While in DBMS, consistency is there because we use normalization. Normalization basically enforces that no data redundancy, no data anomalies, and there will be the specific schema definition according to you can insert the data. Complexity. It is less complex because data is basically simply collected in the files, and files correct the data, arrange the data in form of lines. So it's very easy, very easy. But in terms of DBMS, it's very difficult because until you have no idea about the technology that you are used, you cannot do nothing. Because if you are not aware about the SQL server, then how you can create a table? But in terms of file system, if you don't know to how to operate computer, but still you can create file by using the little bit guidelines. So this is the complexity of file system. Security constraint. File system did not provide any security mechanism, while DBMS has more highly security mechanism. Why? Because DBMS has its sound tools and it's a software and it's a platform basically, while file system is a basically mechanism to store data. Cost, it's less expensive, and DBMS is highly costly. So why? Because DBMS, I have already explained, that is a specific software used to process and manage the data, to control the data, while file system is a basically system that is used to maintain the files. So this is the basic difference between file system and DBMS on the basis of the characteristics. Understand? Any doubt? Any doubt between them? Anyone, please?
No, sir.
Now you can see DBMS architecture. Basically, DBMS architecture depends on its design. DBMS design depends on an architecture because in today time, which architecture we are using? Client server model we are using because number of clients are requesting to the server at same time and server are responding. Okay, so basically there are three tier architecture of DBMS: one tier, two tier, and three tier. So we can see one tier architecture. In one tier architecture, what happened in one tier? Just see. My screen is visible to you all, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Visible.
Okay. In one tier architecture, what happened? Suppose this is DBMS. Okay. And it's one tier DBMS. And here is user 1. Same times, here is user 2. User 3. User 4. Suppose 4 users are working at the same times on data. So in single tier DBMS, what happens? All user will interact with the live data or with the original data. On which data they will work? Original data. That means what change or what modification is going on, always on which database it will be? It, hello, please. Hello, yes, like that. So all users are working on which data? Original data, right? So user one is trying to read information. Suppose user one is reading, right? Same time user two is writing. User three is trying to updating, and user 4 is trying to deleting, right? So all 4 users are trying to perform different tasks. Now you can see, suppose user 1 operation is completed, reading is complete, because all 4 cannot be work at same time. So there will be the concurrency control process. He will ensure that until read operation will not completed, write operation will not be started. As this operation is completed, writing operation will be started. Updating operation, as write operation is completed, updation operation will be started. Now user 4 have to perform deleted operation, and he have deleted the data. Now this data has been deleted, so all data has been crashed or all data has been deleted. So this data can be recovered or not? No, because there is no such kinds of policy in single tier database. So it's very robust architecture that all users are working on original data, and intentionally if any user have discard the database, then whole system will be crashed. So one tier architecture is not more suitable, right? It's only usable when local applications has been designed or programmer used for its testing purpose. Understand or not? Concept is clear. What is one tier architecture?
Yes, sir.
Any query about that? One tier architecture? Anyone, please?
No, sir.
Now, so this was the disadvantage of one tier architecture, that if any users by mistakenly or by, we can say that intentionally, delete the data of central data, then whole database will be crashed. So we use two tier architecture. In two tier architecture, what happened? You can see this is the database, and user will be interacted this database through the application. So all the tools will be controlled, all the features will be controlled by this applications, and these applications will provide API to users through ODBC or JDBC. So in this architecture, in this system, main advantage is that user is not interacting through the original database in real time. He is interacting with database, but via application. So if any user will try to make any event that is not logical, application will not allow to the user. So this is the advantages, right? And all the responsibility will be performed by the server. Okay, client will only use the services and all administration will be handled by the server. So this is more convenient, right? Rather than the one tier architectures. Third one is three-tier architecture. Basically, three-tier architecture is used in large application where we use enterprise application. Suppose a company have 5 offices in the country, and all 5 offices is managed through the one headquarter. So at that level, we use three-tier architecture. That at every location there will be database and application server, and again client will use the service through that application server, because again this client will use through that client, and that again application client will request to application server. So he that will not work on the original data, he will work on the copy of data. When operation has been performed, then data will be committed into database. So this is the real examples of three-tier architecture. Like that, in Aadhaar card, it's a UIDI platform. You can see, suppose you want to make any change in your UIDI, then what happen? You will request through UIDI CSC center to make the change. CSC center will raise the query, will submit the documents, and then UIDI will accept your request and will respond to you in 10 to 15 days. So these are the examples of three-tier architecture. And understand concept is clear? Yes, please.
Application server, sir.
Application server.
Server.
Okay. Server, basically server is the entity who is responsible to handle the request of clients. Because what happen when we are working client server architecture environment? Firstly thing, why we need the application server? Because what happen when you have multiple requests, then server cannot handle all the requests at same time. So what happen, a application server has been designed to handle the request and query of user in real time. So application server will check that which kinds of operation has been performed and on which operation has the higher priority. Okay, suppose a spammer has tried to restore the data, and your security person is sending you signals about that. Hello, yeah, please mute yourself because getting voice from your back. So please. So what happened? So what happened? It will make a sense that your data should be low. No one should be able to access. Why? Because it's already indication is given to you that server may be database may be damaged or may be targeted by the spammer. So application server have to understand that which task has to perform firstly on the basis of their priority. And let's say an example, suppose ambulance is required, right? At 2 places fire activity has been happened, okay, in a hospital, and second one is in the school. Suppose in schools fire activity has been arise, but after the completions of academic and school was closed, but in hospital fire activities happened, but there are number of patients. So it's the priority or ambulance that who is the first person to get the service of ambulance. Tell me, for which ambulance will be provided first? Please response me.
Okay, sir.
For which ambulance services will be provided first? To college or to hospitals?
Hospital, sir.
Hospital. Because why? Because in hospital patients are there, while in schools academic already closed, and there is no sense of human loss. So same things, application server understand that which user request is more importantly and which has to be performed. Otherwise, if all requests are in normal form, then he will execute the task of users by using the first come first serve policy or last come last serve policy or round robin by using the scheduling algorithm or what the policy we have assigned to the application server. Understand?
Yes, sir. So, but is that the application server is similar to web server, or is a different entity, or what?
No, no. Actually, application server basically the we can say that like as a web server, but it basically virtual entity that is designed to handle the user request and to decide the priority of operation. It work like as a web server, but we cannot say it to web server, right? Work of application server is like same, but it's have different not a similarity still, because web server is the full autonomous powers to perform the operation, while application server have the just few authentic power to perform the operation. If there is circumstances that server is not ready to execute the task, then application server will will provoke the stop or will provoke the abort activity for the client. Understand?
Yes, sir. But sir, can you give a real-time example for these two, like application server and web server?
Okay. In web server, you can see you are using payment UPI on daily basis, right? You are using payment UPI on daily basis like phone pay, Paytm.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Suppose you are making payment through Paytm. Okay. You have initiate your payment. So here, what you are doing? You are using application server. Paytm is working as an application server, but from where money will be transferred? From your account, because all credential will be matched from your database, account database in which your account exists. So at that time, if your account database is not responding or not validating your detail, so what happened? Transaction will completed or fail. Transaction will completed or fail.
Completed, sir.
Will fail. Why? Because your bank is not responding. Many times you have been seen that Paytm has been initiate your transaction, payment also deducted, but operation is not successfully, right? So what
Yes, sir.
happened? He will give you message that server is not responding, right? Your bank server is not responding. We have note down your issue. We will respond to you within 24 hours back. Understand? So here Paytm is providing you as a applications service as a application server, and he will ensure from the database server. That's of your bank. So these are the real time examples. Understand or not understand?
Yes, sir.
Any query about that?
Okay.
Sir, can you tell me that is there any authentication layer between each stage, like user to application client? Like someone is requesting like about anything, and application client request to application server. So there is any authentication layer between
Yes,
these stages, or
yes,
like
definitely. Because without authentication, how you will ensure that you are the right user? Again,
between each layer?
no, 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 no. Not between each layer. When client is connecting to the server, then there's the core responsibility of application server to ensure whether client is valid or not. When he ensure that client is valid, then he will check or ensure the authentication to connect with the original source of data. So authentication will be used when you are going to connect it with the actual data. We can say that authentication will be two times. First one is when application client will connect to the application server by using authentication. Again, application server will ensure before confirming the operations on the actual database, whether you are the right person or not, to make the authentication through a password. Like in it's another example of PhonePe. We have two types of authentication. First one is the client application authentication. Okay, screen password. You have entered your password, you log into your PhonePe account. Okay, when you start your transaction, then he asks the password to make the transaction. So this is the database transaction. When you put your entered your transaction number, sorry, entered your password or the authentication number, then he will ensure that you are the right person, and he will transfer or he will make the transaction on behalf of your request. Understand?
Yes, sir. So it treats a new user every time I request to access the data.
Yes.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yes, because you know, when you can also count that example when you try to log in your Gmail account on new device, then always he asks about the authentication. Or he asks, na? Suppose you are logging your Gmail account on new system, and you have make the setting on your devices, then he asks that whether you are trying to log in on that device or not.
Yes,
It's
yes, sir.
it's
Got it.
always asked. So it's these all are the authentication, because the main priority of this architecture is to provide the security to users in real time. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Any query? Any query by anyone, please?
No, sir.
Okay. So all of you have marked the attendance. Anyone remaining? Please put your attendance once again, because I am not getting right attendance. Just put your attendance, put your name in chat box. मैम, इनका सेशन कल कंप्लीट हो जाएगा, तो क्या ओवर कर दूँ? नहीं, क्योंकि कल कम हुआ था ना, तो हाँ कल कंप्लीट होगा जाके, क्योंकि 4:20 हो गया। हाँ, अब बताओ, नहीं तो मैं इसको अभी कंप्लीट करने की, क्योंकि अभी भी अभी हाँ वही तो कह रहा ना मैं। हाँ, मैंने कहा पूछो, क्योंकि ना एक्चुअली क्या है, ये सारे ना मुझे लग रहा है सारे ही बेसिक लेवल से हैं, मतलब मुझे लग नहीं रहा कोई भी जैसे उसमें होता है ना। बस ठीक है, तो फिर मैं आज करके, क्योंकि कल कंप्लीट हो जाएगा हमारा ना। Hello. Yeah. Yes, guys. So till here we have completed the session. So we will start again session tomorrow at same time. So please try to study from yourself also, because I have tried to cover more concepts as much as possible. But please try to yourself also, so that it will be more useful in your Hadoop study also, right?
Yeah, sir, but is this section only for the database or what?
No. Actually, in first section, we are trying to cover all the basics of database. Tomorrow will be on the AI as well as ML. and data science. So this session basically was designed on specific requirements so that you can be aware about the database terminology, database models, how database designs, what are the basic databases, okay, in real time, how we will use NoSQL. So you should have the basic ideas. Until you have no basic idea, then it's very we can say that difficult to understand about the HDFS as well as NoSQL database we will study under the cloud era. So please try to study little bit more so that it may be useful for the further. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If you have any doubt, you can ask me, or please note down your doubt when you are trying to study or when you studies, because all topics I have shared with you what I am teaching over here. So tomorrow session will be completed. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. If you have any
Okay, sir.
doubt, tomorrow we will discuss about that. Okay. Okay. चलिए. Thank you very much for this session.